What happens when the friendly neighbors from the north decide to move south in massive numbers? In 2025, a surprising trend is reshaping the population dynamics of the United States. Canadian immigrants are flocking to specific states, changing communities, straining resources, and raising questions among Americans. This video uncovers the 10 U.S. states that are feeling the most pressure from the unexpected surge of Canadian migration. We're not talking about tourists or snowbirds. This is about permanent moves, real estate booms, job competition, cultural influence, and political impact. As we explore each state, you'll discover why Canadians are drawn to these places, what tensions are rising, and how locals are reacting to this northern wave. Stay until the end to understand the full scope of this silent population shift that no one is talking about, but everyone is feeling. Before we dive into the first state, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into global trends and geopolitical shifts. Now, let's find out which states are being transformed by this northern migration and why. Number 10. Colorado. Colorado, with its mountains, progressive policies, and outdoor lifestyle, is attracting Canadian immigrants in larger numbers than ever before. In 2025, cities like Denver and Boulder are welcoming a steady stream of Canadians seeking healthier lifestyles and entrepreneurial freedom. The local economy is thriving, but rapid migration is causing growing pains. Urban areas are expanding fast, public services are overwhelmed, and housing is becoming increasingly unaffordable for locals. Some residents are starting to question whether Colorado's charm is being diluted by overpopulation. Canadians are influencing everything from neighborhood dynamics to local government debates. While the cross-cultural exchange is mostly peaceful, the growing numbers are prompting a serious conversation about the balance between openness and sustainability. Number 9. North Carolina. North Carolina has become a magnet for Canadian families and remote workers in 2025. The combination of green landscapes, tech jobs, and educational institutions make cities like Raleigh and Charlotte appealing. Canadians are buying homes in suburban neighborhoods, investing in startups, and enrolling in universities. The impact is visible: more bilingual schools, changes in local cuisine, and even shifts in voter demographics. But this growth is raising alarms. Locals are concerned about traffic congestion, rising rents, and cultural identity. The southern charm of North Carolina is facing a quiet transformation, and while many appreciate the international flair, others worry the community is losing its roots. The Canadian presence is no longer temporary, it's shaping the state's future. Number 8. Michigan. Michigan shares a border with Canada, and its cultural ties with Ontario have always been strong. But in 2025, Canadian migration has moved beyond casual proximity. It's reshaping entire cities like Detroit and Grand Rapids. The manufacturing and healthcare sectors have attracted skilled Canadian workers, and the low cost of living has made home ownership more appealing than ever. Still, this boom is not without strain. Public infrastructure is aging, schools are overcrowded, and housing availability is shrinking. While Canadian immigrants are contributing positively, some residents are uneasy about the pace of change. There's a subtle cultural clash as communities adjust to a demographic shift that wasn't anticipated, and voices are rising to call for balance before tensions grow deeper. Number 7. Washington. The proximity of Washington state to Canada makes it an obvious entry point for many Canadian immigrants. In 2025, cities like Seattle and Spokane are experiencing an influx of Canadians relocating for jobs, education, and healthcare access. With the tech boom and eco-friendly culture, Washington appeals to Canadians who want a progressive environment with natural beauty. But that appeal is creating congestion, real estate pressure, and political discussions about cross-border migration. Some locals feel the state is becoming too Canadian, pointing to changes in school curriculums, local business culture, and even the political tone. As Canadian influence rises, Washington finds itself at the crossroads between welcoming newcomers and preserving its own social fabric. Number 6. Nevada. Nevada, known for its tax-friendly policies and thriving entertainment industry, is becoming a hotspot for Canadian immigrants in 2025. Las Vegas is not just a tourist destination anymore, it's now a relocation hub for many Canadians seeking better business prospects, affordable housing, and a warmer lifestyle. The local economy is benefiting from Canadian investment in hospitality, real estate, and service industries. However, the rapid population growth is stressing water resources, local hospitals, and public schools. Locals are noticing the cultural shifts, from new accents in the classroom to increased competition for small business permits. While Canadians are often welcomed, there's a growing debate about whether the state's infrastructure can keep up with the pace of this northern migration wave. Number 5. New York. New York State, especially New York City, is witnessing a cultural renaissance fueled in part by Canadian immigrants. In 2025, the Empire State has become a key hub for young Canadian professionals, artists, and investors. The appeal is clear: world-class infrastructure, endless opportunities, and global connections. But this influx hasn't come without consequences. Housing in Manhattan and Brooklyn is becoming even more unattainable, public transport systems are overwhelmed, and schools are nearing capacity. Some communities, especially in upstate regions, are seeing a shift in political dynamics due to Canadian influence. As more Canadians settle in, some long-time residents are beginning to question whether this growth is sustainable, or if the identity of New York is being reshaped in subtle but permanent ways. Number 4. California. California's liberal policies, global influence, and technological ecosystem make it a dream destination for many Canadian immigrants. In 2025, the Golden State is experiencing a surge in Canadian newcomers, particularly in cities like Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco. Many are drawn by the climate, career opportunities in entertainment and tech, and the progressive social atmosphere. However, the state is already dealing with its own housing crisis, and the arrival of a large wave of Canadian immigrants has added fuel to the fire. Californians are facing higher rents, longer lines for public services, and more competition in the job market. While Canadians tend to blend in easily, their growing numbers are making them more visible, and not always in a positive way. Debates are brewing about immigration reform and urban planning, as the state grapples with how to welcome newcomers while preserving quality of life for everyone. Number 3. Texas. Texas, with its booming economy and welcoming business environment, has caught the eye of many Canadians who are looking for opportunity and freedom. Cities like Austin, Dallas, and San Antonio are experiencing an unexpected spike in Canadian migration. What once seemed like isolated cases has turned into a full-scale demographic wave. Canadians are starting tech companies, buying land, and enrolling in universities at record rates. Locals are appreciative of the innovation and investment, but concerns are growing about urban sprawl, congested roads, and housing affordability. Texans are proud of their identity, and while Canadians are often seen as polite and low conflict, some locals are beginning to question if the state is losing its traditional values under the weight of cultural change. Number 2. Arizona. Arizona has become a magnet for Canadian immigrants seeking warm weather and a lower cost of living. Cities like Phoenix, Scottsdale, and Tucson are witnessing a surge of Canadians purchasing homes, starting businesses, and enrolling their children in local schools. The arid climate is especially attractive to those looking to escape harsh northern winters. But the influx has caused ripple effects. Real estate prices are climbing fast, Canadian ownership of land is becoming a political issue, and some residents feel their communities are changing too fast. While Canadians bring economic vitality and often integrate smoothly, there's a growing concern about job competition, overcrowded public services, and healthcare strain. Arizona's open-door approach may be tested as more voices call for policy responses to what many now call a Canadian migration boom. Number 1. Florida. Florida has long been a playground for Canadian snowbirds, but in 2025, it has become something far more permanent. With its sunshine, beaches, and favorable tax environment, Florida offers Canadians a taste of paradise with practical benefits. But as more Canadians choose to relocate year-round, especially retirees, remote workers, and young entrepreneurs, the state is beginning to feel the squeeze. Housing markets in coastal cities are exploding, local hospitals are experiencing longer wait times, and the culture in areas like Sarasota, Fort Lauderdale, and Naples is noticeably shifting. Many locals are voicing concern about losing their neighborhood identity to an influx of Canadian culture, accents, and preferences. While Florida remains welcoming, there's a growing tension about how much migration the infrastructure can handle, and how quickly Canadian newcomers are influencing everything from politics to business. So, what does this surge of Canadian migration mean for the future of the United States? These 10 states are feeling the immediate pressure, through housing, public services, and cultural shifts. The Canadian wave is no longer just seasonal or economic, it's permanent, transformative, and in some places, controversial. As Canadians continue to make the U.S. their new home, Americans are being forced to ask, how much is too much? Will the two countries continue to blend seamlessly, or are we witnessing the rise of subtle tensions that could alter bilateral relations? If you found this video eye-opening, please subscribe to our channel for more insights on global migration trends, cultural shifts, and geopolitical realities. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you live in one of these states and feel the change? Share your story. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep discovering the world.